my opinion, a lot of times the thrift stores that I visit at least don't catch on to Eileen Fisher. So let's all keep it a secret. Let's not tell anybody. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavenderclothesline, and today I have a haul that's my normal craziness, a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of what I felt like throwing into my cart. I visited 3 stores this week, and these are just a few of the items that I picked up that might be interesting to talk about. I don't know if any of them will sell for much, but I thought they were worth throwing in my cart so we could learn together. And as usual, I will report back on my Instagram page what the items brought when they sold. I try to do that with a few of the more interesting items. I don't throw naturally all of my solds on there, but if you're not following me on Instagram, you can go over and do that and just see my craziness. But for now, we're just going to get right into this haul. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, I will be glad to share what I know about things and fully disclose when I know nothing, which is quite often. So I hope you guys are doing well, like I said, and let's get right into it. Let's get started. So this first item that I found is a hand-carved wood tiki mask. And I actually posted this on Instagram when I first found it and said, this has a crack. You can see a large crack, but I kind of really liked it. And I said, what do you guys say? And the majority of you said, definitely get it. So with that encouragement, not that I need much encouragement, I went ahead and picked it up. I paid $7 for it, so I thought that was a good find. This is vintage. I'm thinking it's around World War II because I found a couple of similar masks around that time frame, but I'm not positive. So as usual, when I list it on eBay, I will disclose that not quite sure what the age is, but I will turn it around and show you the back. It's all hand chiseled out and has a hanging wire. So this is made from one piece of wood. So this was originally a log and somebody hand carved to this. Just amazing. Like I said, I paid $7 for it. And truthfully, I have no idea what this is going to bring. I'm going to start it around the $99 mark, I think. Where am I getting that from? I'm just making it up. I have no clue. But to me, it's much easier to lower a price on something than it is to raise a price or be sorry you didn't sell it for what it really could have brought. So usually when I'm really unsure, I go ahead and list a little high and then reduce after a couple of months or accept best offers. So yes to hand-carved tiki masks that are kind of cool. Love this. All right, as usual, switching gears. As you can tell, I'm still having a little bit of a hard time with my S's, so I am practicing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and talk how I talk, and hopefully you guys understand me. This is a Paddington bear, and I saw him on the top shelf in the thrift store and knew right away he was Paddington. So I figured and I confirmed that he's missing his yellow hat, but I thought he was good enough to go ahead and pick up. He has his tag still attached, darkest Peru to London, England, Paddington. So I thought he was worth it. I don't expect a high dollar amount from him. I'm thinking between 20 and 30 because he is the larger size. He's a 24-inch. So to prep him for sale, what I do with stuffed animals, which I don't have a lot of stuffed animals in my store, maybe 10, I think. I'm not really into flipping stuffed animals, but once in a while I do. I run Clorox wipes, the cleaning wipes, over the whole fur and then let that dry really well to give it kind of like a disinfectant. And then once it's dry, I have this little brush. I don't know where I picked this up, probably at the thrift store, and I just give him a good brushing. And that's the maintenance or the prep cleaning that I do for him to prepare him for sale. So Paddington bear, like I said, probably under 30. And did I say what I paid? I think it was $2.97, so good find. So the next item up is a ceramic cat bank. How cute that is. Glazed, painted and glazed. And this is Cat's Meow by Joyce Shelton. Figured I'd pick this guy up. Now I did see 1 or 2 comps, not very many, but she also makes mugs and different dishware, and cats are so popular, I always say yes if it's in good shape, which it is. And I paid, I don't remember what I paid, tell you the truth, I think this was $1.50 $2.50 or $3? Let's say $3. I don't think it was that high, but we'll just say $3, and probably about the 25 mark. All right, switching gears once again. The next item that I found at the bins, I just popped in to browse around. I probably go to the bins maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. I don't spend a lot of time there. I pop in when I just feel like it, when I get bored with the regular thrift stores. And I found these magazines. These are Boys Life. And I probably have, I'm going to guess, about 20 magazines. I paid $2 for them. I asked for a rate other than weight. And I said, hey guys, these are just getting thrown out. You know, what would you give them to me for? And the manager said, how's $2? I said, perfect. And I'm imagining about 20, 25 for Boys Life. Quite a few periodicals, if you sort by highest dollar amount, bring very good money. I remember I used to collect Victoria magazines, not Victoria's Secrets, Victoria. And I don't know if it is published once again. They closed for a while, that publication stopped, and then it started again. The older ones used to bring very good money. So you can Google that for yourselves or run a comp and see how Victoria magazines are going. I haven't seen that magazine in a while, so I'm thinking it's not published anymore. That's just a guess. You guys can correct me as usual. So yes, 2 periodicals, but always do your research. National Geographics, I don't think they bring a lot. Like, in other words, my advice is don't just start collecting magazines. Do the research first and then look for the periodicals. Okay, this little item I did no research on. Come to find out, I won't get a lot for this, but I paid $2 for it. This is a solid bronze, is it? Let me just see. Solid bronze. This is a napkin holder. I guess it could be used as a letter holder also. And it has an Amish scene on the front. And this is locally made to me. This is Wendell August Forge. So I said yes to this, a couple of dollars. I'll try to flip it quick, probably, I don't know, $12 to $15, something like that. But it's solid bronze, so, and it's got a nice scene on the front. That's what made me pick this up. All right. Let's look at these. I have no idea if these are current, if these are modern, if they're vintage. My guess would be either, I'm gonna guess this might even be like a Williams-Sonoma, or I don't think these are vintage. I'd have to really check. Anyway, salad serving set in teak wood with a ram head, or ram, almost a full body carving on top. Absolutely yes, said yes to this. This is great for cabin life, hunting life, anybody that decorates country or naturalists. I thought these were great, and I paid $1.99 for these, and I haven't comped these. I haven't looked these up at all. No idea. I'm gonna guess at least $20. Okie dokie pokey. That's what we used to say in our family. Okie dokie pokey. What's next? What shall we talk about? We'll get this one out of the way. This is just a Pottery Barn Mateen. Mateen is the print, and in this colorway, Mateen Toile Sham. It's a Euro Sham. Euro Shams are square, and I paid $4 for it. Again, I haven't comped it. I'm thinking 20 to 22 for the one sham. Pottery Barn continues to bring the money for me, so yes, Pottery Barn. The next item is absolutely vintage. Came in a box. I don't think this has ever been used. This was an advertising promo, Century Lumber Corporation and Genuine English Pigskin. So they were in New York, and this company gave away cards to play bridge, and it has the little bridge pad. So I said yes to this. And does it have the price of what I paid? I think, again, this was $2. I've been a little cheap lately. I want to keep the cost of my goods low, because the lower we keep the cost of our goods, the more profit, right? So when it's an item like this that's not in super high demand, I don't have a problem with paying $2 and throwing it in my cart without any research. But when you see the cover of the case is pigskin and they're telling you, I always say yes to something like that. If it was vinyl or plastic, not so much, but look at that. They give a nice box. So somebody's gonna want this. It might take a while to sell, but you guys know me, I'm long tail. I don't mind waiting. Okay. This must be somebody famous, I would think. Oh, this is gonna be hard to show because it's white. Can we see that? This is a bust, and I actually washed this, so it did get a little sandy. I think this is just a poured or a casted bust, and it's got no marking on the bottom. I might have a hard time getting rid of this. I'm gonna have to see. I only paid $4 for her, and very classical. We'll see if this brings money. This could be a mistake for me, but if so, I mean, I'll lower the price to whatever it takes to move it without losing my money. I never lose my money. So say I bought in at, say even, $5, let's just say, I could probably sell it for 15. So you still never lose your money if you're willing to wait. That's my business model. People might not agree with that, and I don't buy a lot of what I don't know or I'm really on the fence about, but she was too pretty to leave behind. I loved her, so yes. Alrighty, what shall we talk about? I'm going to talk about these. These are knobs in a bag. That's what we're calling this. So this is a set of 8 knobs, and they look to be either a ceramic or a porcelain. Can you guys see that? They have a floral painted motif. I would think this is hand painted, not positive about that. It almost has an Anthropologie vibe. I wish I knew for sure. I could do some research. I might do a quick research on Google to see if it is Anthro, which would bring more money, but really pretty knobs, quite large. And if a knob is quality made and there's enough of them, I always pick them up. So, and I paid $2 for these. All right, I'm still sandy from that bust, that child bust. I don't know if I should have washed her or not, but she was so dusty, so I took a chance. Okay, this next item I've sold before. This is a carved soapstone figurine. It is, I think this is an otter and the baby. And this is put out by a company called Nuvuk, N-U-V-U-K, Nuvuk, and they're in Canada. So I said yes to this. Really nicely done, and like I said, it's soapstone, so it's not like it's just plastic or something like that. I always look at the material of what something is made from, where it came from, so right there, those two things are a yes, or a box checked yes for me. Soapstone and hand carved, good find. Next up is, won't bring a high dollar profit, but I couldn't leave these behind. These are wine coasters from the New Yorker. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coasters. And made in China, but I thought they were cute. Will that focus? There we go. I said yes to that, and Restoration Hardware put this out. So between it being the New Yorker, Restoration Hardware, when an item has two really recognizable names that are well visited, I say yes. And I believe again I think I paid $3 for these. And I imagine 15 to 20, not a high profit in these. You always want to comp coasters. Coasters are so variable. There are coasters that bring hundreds of dollars and other ones that you can't give away. So if you're picking up coasters and you're really guarding your capital of what money you're laying out, definitely run comps on coasters. The next item up is a sugar and creamer. They do have a little bit of crazing, a little bit of paint loss, but I thought they were beautiful. I paid $1 for the two of them. And this is put out by PALT. I think this is Bavaria, Czechoslovakia. So I said yes to these. I think PALT, P-A-L-T, is the company name. I'm gonna have to check on that, but they were in good shape. I always lift the lid to make sure there's no cracks. I won't buy china with chips or cracks, not on purpose anyway. If they're chipping or cracking, no, I don't even want to deal with that. Okay. Next up is a beer stein. Now here's a disclaimer. I don't like buying beer steins. I don't want to buy beer steins. I paid $4 for this. There was a disconnect. I saw it. I thought it was just so well done. It's got a dolphin on top, which I'm not even quite sure about that. I opened it up to see what the condition of the inside is. It had the paperwork. Pretty sure it's never been used. And it is all in a different language. 30 years Germans in America. It's a Gers, G-E-R-Z. It's my understanding that Gers beer steins can bring good money if they're the very large ones and the older ones. So this one is from 1983. I will definitely get my money back out of it. And if for some reason it sells high, I will definitely put it on Instagram and try to figure out why it sold for high. Beer steins is not my wheelhouse. It's not in my repertoire because I've done so little of them. I think in my 6 years of selling, if I have sold 2 or 3, that'd be a lot. I'm not attracted to them. So G-E-R-Z is the brand. I paid $4. I will report back. And a dolphin on top, no clue. It looks like the Pilgrims coming to America. I don't even know what the scene is. Can you guys see that scene, right? Do we think that's Pilgrims coming to America? No clue. Okay. The next item up, I did put on Instagram. I show you guys I found it at the last minute. This was yesterday. I was at this one thrift store for like 5 hours and nothing good was coming out, but I was determined to have my day produce something. I'm kind of stubborn that way. I'm like, if my cart is only a third of the way filled, I'm staying until I get what I came for. Sure enough, I found this guy. Lovely. So this is made from a mold that people would paint. And let me see if I can see. It has the family's names on it, 1977. And I'm gonna put my glasses on. Some of these, whoa, dropping little lights. Some of these molds are Atlantic mold. This one's not an Atlantic. This is, I remember seeing it somewhere. Okay, so I stopped the camera to pull all the little light up candles out so that we could take a look at this thoroughly. This is what the bottom looks like. And it reads Vicky, Chris, Jim, Anna Louise, Christmas 1977. How wonderful is that? Very good condition, no chips or cracks that I see. I will go over it even more thoroughly with a magnifying glass. The bottom of it says 1977 Glenview Mold. So that is the mold company. I'm not exactly sure what this one is going to bring. It has no condition problems, issues that I see other than it is missing 3 of the little colored plugs or the little light bright things that go in here. So I'm going to look and see how expensive those are to find. People might be selling those. If this thing would bring like $175, I'll go ahead and buy a couple of those little things and add it in. If it's anything less than that, I'll just disclose and people can decide whether they want to go and hunt for the little, what do we call those? Plastic light up things, bulbs, plugs, something. Okay. The next item I found was this cowboy hat made in Australia. Now, I don't know about hats made in Australia, but that sounded really good to me. Very nicely made. Again, what do I look for? Labeling on the inside. Cheaper hats might have a little white tag that says made in China, and that's about it. Once hats go into a certain category or a certain quality, they start to really brand them and label them. This is the Swagman Genuine Cowhide, proudly handcrafted in Australia. I thought this was wonderful. It's in great condition. Not sure what this will bring. I'm thinking around 50 to 60. The leather is really beautiful, and I paid $1.97 for this. The next item I picked up was a vintage calendar, 1969. This is the cities of Europe in watercolor. So I thought this was great. Somebody might want to frame these or might just collect old calendars. Let's see if I can show you a couple of the pages. Really pretty. Great condition for 1969. I like ephemera. Ephemera is light, it's easy to ship, you usually don't pay a lot for it. I don't know that I'd want a whole store of ephemera, but I like to sprinkle it in. So that's why I picked this up. I think this will sell. I think it will take months. But again, I don't have a problem with that. And did I say what I paid? I believe I paid $2 for this. And I'm guessing about 30. The older something gets, in my opinion, the more it should be able to bring because it's more rare. So a calendar from 1930 is going to be more rare from one from 1969, and then current ones you buy at every store. So that's kind of what I base it on, if I know nothing about it, how old it is, and what condition it's in. Also the subject material, if the subject material is something that enough people might want. Okay, I think that finishes what's on the table. I blew through that, didn't I? And we'll just do a few clothing pieces. I'll show you what I found. We're gonna start off with one of my favorite clothing finds. The minute I see this label, Patagonia, I say yes, but look how great this is. It's a fox sweater. Is this my size? After I say something's cute, right away I look for the size. Yeah, so just a little cardigan. This looks new, unworn, but I will call it pre-owned, excellent condition. I very rarely put new if I'm not sure it's new, because then it really just leaves yourself open for a buyer to say, hey, I found a tissue in the pocket, or hey, this has got some wear on the inside. So generally, I rather err on the side of being more cautious and just disclose that looks hardly worn or barely worn. So it really gives the buyer the idea that this is in great shape. So yes to Patagonia fox sweaters in pretty coral colors. I love this color. Next up is a Cashmere bra. I think that's how we say that. And it's just a white and black polka dot. It is new with tags. I get bras generally for between $1.25 and $2.50. So if a bra is gonna bring $15, $20, I'll pick it up. I try my best to always get bras with tags, but if a bra is really good name, I go ahead and buy it if it's pre-owned, but excellent condition. So there can't be any pilling or stains, or I don't have time to deal with any of that. And yeah, this one's in great condition. Full coverage support, $38, 40D. So super cute, love the polka dots. This next name I've never found before, so I went by the style of the shirt, the label quality, and that it says made in USA. Anything that's made in USA, because it's more expensive to make items in the USA generally rather than China, I take a second look at. I like to support United States manufacturers. This is called Ariella, A-R-I-E-L-L-A. Ariella? Ariella. So I said yes to this. It's got a bell sleeve. It's got the double hem. And yeah, I really liked this tie-dye print with the corset lacing. So I said yes to this. I paid $5. This is just a Coldwater Creek extra large duster sweater. Whoops. I think a lot of women like wearing duster sweaters when the weather changes, so I said yes to this. Again, I paid $5. Next up, extra small Athleta, super soft knitted top. Again, this looks new, but I don't believe it is. You know, I err on the side of caution. Just a black, super soft. The thing I liked about this too is the bottom has a crossover hemline. It's asymmetrical. So I said yes to that. This one might sit a while. This is a Free People. It's got an open weave or a waffle weave fishnet, I will call this, knit to it. And it's in like a heathered beige and black color. This skirt I picked up solely on its label. This is Lafayette 148, which is a good brand. It's a career skirt in a tweed. The colors are navy blue, black, and like an ivory or a beige. So I went ahead and picked that up. Skirts I am paying for, that's $4.95. This jacket is just a Talbot's. I don't pick up a lot of Talbots unless I go to a dollar sale or half off, but this I paid $7.50 for. Now let me just say, I normally don't pay that high for my items. I look to spend between $3 and $5. So to pay $7.50 for something means I really think it'll sell. This is almost like a variated herringbone pattern. Velvet lapels, fully lined, beautiful quality, just stunning. And I think this will do well. It's really, we've got a pleated back. So I said yes to that. You guys see that? And while I was in the blazer section, I found this Escada. This is Margaretha, M-A-R-G-A-R-E-T-H-A, Margaretha Lay. Probably saying her name wrong. This is a cashmere blazer in a size women's 44. So I'll have to translate it to US size. And yeah, I thought this was beautiful. It needs a good steaming, but it's branded on the lining, she brands. And yeah, Escada is just beautifully made, so I said yes to this one. This next shirt is Robert Graham, which I love finding Robert Graham. I think most of you are familiar with Robert Graham, high quality men's shirts, and they usually have the reverse print cuffs, so very pretty, very handsome pretty, and embroidered logo here. The bottom placket sometimes has his life motto or a life motto on it. I don't see it on this one unless I'm looking right at it. Let's see if the tag says it. Okay, so I'm not seeing it on this one. Sometimes it's something like, don't quote me on this, live, love, laugh. I mean, it's a guy's version of that fun country saying. So yeah, but I went ahead and picked up this striped Robert Graham and I paid $4.50 for it. I'm thinking this will bring probably around the $40 mark. This is the Havanera company. Havanera has Cuban style clothing, safari, which that's what I will label this. It's a men's shirt jacket, and I will call this a safari jacket. I believe this is linen. Let's see, this is, yes, linen cotton blend. Really nice condition. So I said yes to that. It is new with tags. It originally went for $85 and it was on sale for $40. So I don't know where this was sold, but I love linen clothing, anything that looks, you know, like Havana, Colombia, safari, all of those keywords. I usually gravitate towards that, so I said yes to that. This is a little Eileen Fisher. I almost always say 100% yes to Eileen Fisher, almost always. It's really got to be in bad condition or worse condition not to buy it. Anything else, sometimes I won't buy the greens. If it's like a pea green or a funky color, I won't buy Eileen Fisher in odd off colors, but the majority of the time, anything I have Eileen Fisher sells. So if you don't know Eileen Fisher, you want to know that name because that's a great brand to look for. And in my opinion, a lot of times the thrift stores that I visit at least don't catch on to Eileen Fisher. So let's all keep it a secret. Let's not tell anybody. So I said yes to this. It's just like a little semi-sheer heathered beige popover. So I said yes to that. And I paid $4.50 for that. That should bring around the $30 mark. I'm thinking this might even be silk, come to think of it. Eileen Fisher usually does a natural material. Let's see if there's a tag that tells us. Oh, linen polyester. This vest, which I've kind of stopped picking up vests move very slowly for me. I picked up solely on the color and the quality. The color for Christmas. Anything in a beautiful red, the really nice clear lipstick reds, I look at for Christmas time because women that work in an office or just, you know, in their everyday running around life, sometimes just want to put on a little holiday color without committing to a whole big Santa sweater. So this is Talbot. It's a medium. It's got the enameled buttons with the logo on every button. So I said yes to this. I paid $4.50. I'm gonna put probably $30 to $35 on this and we'll see how that does. Again, staying with reds. Pick up lots of reds this time of year. This is Lord & Taylor 2-ply cashmere zip-up cardigan hoodie in great shape. I said yes to this. And the last one is a Talbot's, just checking out, that's okay. A Talbot's cashmere medium. This color is beautiful. I don't know if this color will translate for you guys, but it's kind of like a persimmon corally, just so pretty. Look how pretty that is. I love colors like this. So I said yes to this. Again, I paid $4.50. Cashmere, I gravitate towards if it's a higher end cashmere. A lot of stores put out cashmere. I mean, I think Walmart even once in a while does a cashmere. And the minute you wear it, it pills. So my rules for cashmere are no pilling and a higher end name. Now, I don't consider really Talbot's a high end name. To me, they're a good solid mall brand. But if it is a lower end brand and they put out cashmere, no offense, but a Forever 21 or H&M, no, because that thing's gonna pill so quickly. I want a cashmere that's going to stay nice after, being washed or dry cleaned. So I said yes to this. All right, guys, I think that's all I have for you today. I hope everybody's doing well. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I am just working, building my channel. So excited to be a part of this whole YouTube creator experience. And as always, go out and get what's yours. Bye, guys.